Hi friends, welcome to a new episode. In this case, we're gonna learn how to create a login with and a register using MySQL and Node.js. For this episode, we're gonna use MySQL for database, and we're gonna use Node.js for the server. The part of front end, in this case, the template, we're gonna use a handlebar called HBS. We're gonna start now with our login. The first thing we're gonna do is creating. We're gonna develop everything around the login and the register. After that, we're gonna create connected the database with the server. In this case, we're gonna create it MySQL, and we're gonna use the part of front end. We're gonna use a handlebar to connect it between what list having information, in this case in our front end screen like this. We have MySQL Node login. It's basically our index, and we use of course Bootstrap to make easy everything in the part of front end and the part of design, because we are focusing now to get everything what else we're gonna focus in our database and our server, our handlebars, and creating our authentication, our errors. We're gonna have three things. The two things very important gonna be register. We're gonna create a form, and we're gonna submit our data to our MySQL, and we're gonna develop some errors if we don't put email, or if the password don't match, it's not the same. We're gonna get error, and the part of login we're not gonna create it just a form for login. Gonna have email and password. We don't gonna use the username, because the most of application they just use the password and the email. And we're gonna have also the error if we don't put the email, if we don't put the password, gonna give us a error. This is gonna be the part of our web. And for that, how we say, we're gonna use the handlebar HBS, and we're gonna go back to make our view. In this case, inside a folder view, we're gonna create a register with a Bootstrap, and we're gonna get something like that with form. This form is from Bootstrap 5. It's very easy. It's very direct. We don't gonna work a lot with design, just a little bit. And the second thing, we're gonna create a route. The router is basically we're gonna create a bunch of routes. We connected the 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 different forms and the registers and the data we're gonna get in front end, and send the data to our database using PHP admin. And the third one gonna be again the register. We're gonna work with the errors, with how we say before, with the errors and any data we get, and how we maintain the data and confirm with the login, because we wanted to create the data, and someone can go log out and log in, and they make any data it puts in our form in login is it's true. For example, we didn't want to put let our user created more than one account with our email. We just want our user use one email for one account. We cannot put that. We wanna, for example, the password length. How many characters we wanna? In this case, we're gonna put 8 characters, at least 8 characters. We don't gonna put capital letters or numbers, or for now we're gonna put simple. And if any field it's empty, we're gonna send an error. The field of email or password is not it's empty. We're gonna use some techniques, for example, how to create an environment how to create it with .env, how to use cookie parsers, and how we gonna work with some dependencies like a big JS. Basically, it's a dependency we're gonna use to encrypt our code, uh, and we're gonna use hash. For that, we need to use the JSON Web Token, how we develop, how we install in npm, how we import it, and how we encode and decode it, because we need to do the two parts, the encode and the decode. And yes, and here we go. We're gonna start with the first episode of this. Gonna be how and explain you how the login and DB connects.
Well, with our project in the login project with Node.js and MySQL, we're gonna need a server. In my case, I have the server XAMPP for Windows. But if you have Mac, you can load MAMP. MAMP is like a XAMPP, but for Apple products. And I gonna download it and I gonna start it. Okay, we gonna see. Now we install everything. We have our server, control panel of our server. We have different models: Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat. Apache basically is the service of your in my case gonna be HTTP, and MySQL is gonna be my configuration of sitting in my database. The other thing we need to install in our PC, our Windows, whatever you have, we need to install the Node.js because we're gonna use it like a server. And we can, in this case, my recommendation is the last one, but I have installed the last one um, in my computer, of course. And now I'm gonna use the terminal. I have the exam, my um, control panel. I have my Node.js installed. Now what I need to do is go into the terminal inside my folder of Node MySQL, and I'm gonna wait. Now we're gonna create my packet of JSON. For that I need to create the command of npm init and now we have our package of JSON installed. In this case, our package of JSON is basically the track of all things we're gonna create it inside our project. The main things I'm gonna create is gonna be inside my file of app.js. It's basically everything or basic or mainly thing or the most important thing I'm gonna create it is gonna be inside this file. Now what I need is installing the dependencies. The first one gonna be the framework of Node.js is Express.js. Yeah, it's the the framework of Node.js. Um, the basic reason I need it is because I need to connect between Node.js and MySQL. I gonna use this Express, and I need to go again to the terminal npm install Express, and I can install MySQL with them, and maybe .env, sorry. It's basically how I need to fit in the base data of our users. Some people use the name of sensitive information or protected information. It's basically where our information, the most important information, for example, the user, the password, and yeah, basically that gonna be here in .env. And I need the markup of for HTML. I think I'm gonna use HTTPS for now. I maybe need some more dependencies, but for now I think it's good. And we're gonna wait to install all the dependencies we needed for this project. And now we're gonna install the node. Node is basically what we know about to refresh our information directory. That means when we press the Ctrl F for save, it saves directly, and we can see it in our terminal how it's being processed the information we want to save. For that we need to install npm sorry npm in our terminal and save node. Now we're gonna start with our app.js. The first thing we need is importing our express. For that we need to get a const require sorry const express equal require parentheses double quotes express. And now we're gonna create the const of our app. That means how we're gonna execute our app. It's with const app equal to express parentheses, and how and now we have our app executed. That means we're gonna create the rest of our application. Now we're gonna put our home base or home page. Basically, we're when someone um, uh, wanted to visit our web or page, he gonna stay in some kind of page for front. That means the first page the user gonna see when he visit our page, our site. We're gonna put up get between two quotes. Um, we're gonna put a slash. Slash is gonna be first site or the first basically homepage. The first thing we're gonna see the user. After that, we're gonna put request regress. It's gonna be function with arrow, and we're gonna open the brackets. The rec is basically the request. We're gonna request some of kind information, but we're gonna get the request. We're gonna get the response. Basically, what we say to the server and server say to the database, and the database is gonna send us some kind of information. We're gonna see it in our front page. For now, the information we're gonna see send to the front end gonna be rest send between quotes double quotes. We're gonna put h1 or h2. We're gonna put h2. Then we're gonna be home front home. Yeah, we're gonna put just home h2. This is the sample route we created for just for now, but we created the route with the server and the database with MySQL basically between Apache and MySQL. We're gonna be the information we get between sorry no the from the database. We're gonna be here. We're gonna put it in this box. Okay, but for now we don't have the route for now, and we're gonna start the next project. Sorry, the next command. This command is basically we gonna put our port. The port we're gonna get it to connect with our server. In my or database, in my case, gonna be 5,000. I'm gonna put up listen port 5,000. I mean, the 5,000 is not very important, but for me, I'm gonna put it because I have another project and I use it 3,000. Uh, and also I have another project I use it the 4,000. In this project with Node.js and MySQL, I want to put 5,000. But if you don't have that, you can put wherever you want. You can put 5,001, 5,005 if you want. Okay, it's just about the route and the number of the routes being correctly. Okay, because if we don't have correctly information of our routes, of course we don't gonna get the information we wanna from the server. And now I'm gonna create a function, arrow function for arrow function. I'm gonna put console log because I wanna the answer, basically the example. I wanted to put the example what we get if we put server on. It's basically we how we can see if that this function is running. We put console log server on. If we get the message, that means our console is working. Our project, sorry, is working. The route of our project, of course, because when we get the rest and we get the request, we put the request, sorry, and we get the response, we're gonna use the route of 5,000. Everything we get in our server is by the port of 5,000 because I put the information inside my app listen the number 5,000. Okay, it's just about what we put inside our in this case our function, sorry, the function, the command or our app. But first of all, I wanted to simplify my execution of my code. That means I I need to go to the package on JSON and size this the tests. I need to change the routes of my page command or page or home page. In my case, it's app.js, and I need to put the mode of nodemon. Nodemon is basically is running the terminal without our supervision. That means it's running information and make it more easy, and of course make it more fast. If we have any error, we can see it before we go crazy basically. For that reason, we're gonna create the test or in this case the command of nodemon. Now I need to copy this, but I'm gonna change it because I need to change. Sorry, I need to put the I need to change test for start, and now I need to put node nodemon and the direction of my file. In this case, is app.js, and of course we need to have nodemon installed. And of course, I did it before with nodemon dependency install .NET, .env and express to everything together. But if you don't have, you can install it with npm e nodemon save. You can install it directly. Dev, sorry, not save, dev. Now we're gonna create it or start our project. We go to the terminal and we start the project with npm start. We wait. Now we have everything installed. We're gonna continue. I delete the h2, the HTML markup in home, and I put the parentheses close because I forget here. And when I save it, I have error. inside my you can see it, my notebook. I forgot I need to change it again. I put it here because it's how work the function with arrow. With arrow, it's like look like it is. And now I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna have it right. Here we go. I have the server on. That means it's working. Now we're gonna start with MySQL. Now we're gonna start our uh, configuration panel, setting panel. Sorry, we're gonna start Apache and MySQL. We're gonna start it. Apache started, and MySQL is starting. Everything is working. We have both the server and the database ready for our projects. And I'm gonna give it to have permission to access because I am using Windows, and I wanna give him the admin permission. And here we go. We have now everything running. Status change detected running. And now we're gonna continue with our project. First of all, I imported my framework of Node.js. It's Express.js. I imported here, and now I need to import my data service. Sorry, the database. And in my case, it's MySQL, and I need to write import MySQL require MySQL. And now I imported my database. I save it, and it's working. After importing um, my SQL, I need now to create my real database. I'm gonna create it with const database. A lot of people use DB, referring to the database equal my SQL, and I need to create connection. And now I need to create an object inside my function. Inside my object, I need three things. First of all, I need the host. We're gonna create a host. In my case, I'm gonna use the local host. And the second one gonna be user. By default, we need to put routes. And the last one is password. And I'm gonna left empty because a string. I need, yeah, it's gonna be empty. And I gonna explain you why I put host localhost. It's because I am using my local host. In the case you have buy or you have your own server from any company or your own server in your home or your company, you need to put the AP inside the string. And why I put in my object user route is because I am using now the exam, champ, whatever you call, and by default you need to put the route, okay, inside your object. Sorry, the inside your object in part of user you need to put a route. It's because how it's work my program I am using now, champ control panel. And in password is the same. Champ require me to put quotes, empty quotes, inside my password. For that reason, I use it is because it depends what setting controls or panel control you're using. And the requirements basically is that it's not because it's how it's work in MySQL or Node.js. It's because the stamp. Oh, yeah, Trump. Trump. I don't know how to read because in Spanish it's Trump, in English it's Trump, whatever. We understand what it is, and what we are referring now. And I need to change this because I always put the that's comma, and I need to put this. Some of programs like some they use root in both user and password. But in my case, in some, you need to just put root and user and left empty the part of passwords. Now we need to create our database. Okay, data database. But first of all, I need to create my local database. In this case, then I go to my browser and I'm gonna put localhost slash php my admin slash, okay, without dot in anything. And now I'm gonna start to create my local host. Now I need to do is go to the new. In my case, it's in Spanish. It's called nueva. That means new because I need to get new local host. I'm gonna put there is low charging, and I need to put the name of my local host database. Sorry, I'm gonna put the name of my project is node slash mysql slash login. It's a little bit, yeah, it's long, but I gotta left it here. And yeah, I have everything. Now the only thing I need to do is create. And here we go. And I have my login, my database. Now I need to go back to my visual code, my editor, and I'm gonna put the name of my localhost. Gonna be node slash mysql SQL slash login. The name I put in my admin PHP ID. Okay, node my SQL login inside my object of the the database created. Sorry, the database we created. And now we're gonna save it. And I have error because I put import. Oh, okay, yes. Ah, it's because I am using React.js project and I put import and not const. You need to put const in the case you create any any project outside of React. Or at least what I know. And now we save it and the server starts. Server is on. After creating our database, we need to create the variable connected with the variable we created. Sorry, the variable what we created and put our object inside. That means we need to connect it. The root. Basically, we are creating a root. Okay. For that, we need to create the name we put here inside our variable. We need to put that connection, create a connection. No, it's not correct. It's connect, and we're gonna leave empty because we're gonna create a arrow function, and here we go. Inside, we need to put two things: the error or the response. We're gonna put the error for now, and now we're gonna create if, and I copy the error because I need to have response of the error, and I'm gonna open the brackets, and I'm gonna my response gonna be the same: console log, console log. I mean, it's just simple project. For that reason, I'm gonna use error. You can put whatever, not just whatever you wanna. Is what your manager or product manager or CTO or whatever is your superior give you. Because sometimes it's just error that if you have to ask very large project, you need to put some of variables or booleans, sorry, booleans, no, the response of your error, because your user maybe is gonna be confused, and in many cases it's just simple projects, and they're gonna use just error. In the another hand, and else I need to put console log. If the server is correct, I need to put uh, sorry, I need to put on. I'm gonna put the same I have here in my terminal. I'm gonna put sorry, sorry, server on my SQL server on. But just on ready, and I'm gonna save it. I save it, and here we go. We have our server ready. You can see it in my terminal. You can see what I put inside console log, because my routes or my connection between the database and the server is basically ready. I can put whatever, for example, database of Yasin, for example, is my name, and I'm gonna see it the same here. That means it's our project is ready and is correct, is working correctly. And that mean is basically between Node.js and my database. In my case, I'm using MySQL. It's working. Okay, it's just that. I, I'm gonna give you a sample. Um, what's gonna happen if our database, the number database inside our variable is not the same. Sorry, inside our object is not the same like we created with our routes with this function, and then we're gonna put another we're gonna put slash, and we're gonna save it, and we gonna have the wrong answer, and we can see it here, the error. Unknown database, because our database is not the same we created inside our PHP admin. Okay, remember, you need to have the same database inside your local panel of PHP admin, the same inside your object. Okay, remember, and we're gonna come back and gonna save it, and we're gonna have MySQL on ready. Now we're gonna go back to our admin panel, and we're gonna go and create 4 columns. Okay, I need 4. The name I'm gonna give it is gonna be users. Now I'm waiting to my columns generating the structure of our columns, and I'm gonna go the first one is gonna be AD. Okay, I wanted to get AD because we need to have AD inside our database of if we wanted to have basically um, admin control of our users, of course, and each user need have one ID. Okay, it's because it's how we gonna identify our user, and inside my panel I need to go to the I commentary. I have in Spanish is comentarios, and in English gonna be the commentary, and they gonna put the I gotta check the button, and I gonna the I and A it mean out, increment. That means we can have more than one user inside our database. That means if you created one and your brother gonna create other user and your sister another user, that means three users. Without increment is gonna be created who have we or giving the permission to our database to have more than one user. The second one gonna be the name of our user. We're gonna create put name and they're gonna put the varchar. Varchar is basically mean the characters. We need to have characters inside our name. Basically, the name you have in your ID card of your country or passport, it's basically characters. We gonna put the same, okay, inside the name varchar, and I'm gonna give it a limit of characters. I of the value. In my case, gonna put 25 character per name. The third one gonna be the email. Email. And gonna be the same because we put characters inside our email and they're gonna create it and give it to maximum 50. I gonna change. They're gonna put a little bit more. I'm gonna put 52. Okay, this is my third column. Gonna be the email, and the fourth one gonna be, of course, like we have here, user password, and gonna be my password. Okay, fourth column password, and of course gonna be the same the email because it's basically the same. We're gonna need two characters, and I'm gonna give it a little bit more characters. In this case, 75 characters. And we gonna put here the top of our page. We're gonna put in my case in Spanish guardar. In your case, if you have in English, gonna be save, and we save it. The petition is processing and loading. And here we go. We have one table with four columns: ID, name, email, and password. And now we're gonna go back again to our visual. In this case, we're gonna go back again to our editor, to Visual Code, and we're gonna create our home page, the forum of our registration of the users. They're gonna have access to our database. Now we're gonna go back to our Visual Code and we're gonna work now with .env. Remember, we installed the dependencies with Express and yeah, the HS, and now we're gonna create a file with that. Our file gonna be in .env, gonna be our file, and we're gonna create all our information, anything to do with any type of accessible information. That means files, variables, anything. We're gonna put it inside this file. For that, I need to go to the app.js and import dot, .env. For that, I need to get const .env .env require dot. I need to put .env. And here we go. We imported env in our app.js. We save it and it's working. Yeah, we can see it there. Now we need to create the constant of the direction we get. Sorry, I need to put in a single quotes. It's because it's how I work. You can put double quotes if you wanna, but the most of my projects have single quotes inside .env. And now we're gonna create the const. Sorry, const no, dot env config config, and they're gonna create it object inside that, inside config. My object is gonna be the path. That means the route I have, um, well, it's not a route and really, but uh, it's basically a route, but with file inside my folder of my project. You can see in my MySQL project I have packages, package log JSON, package JSON, app.js, and .env. And I have another folder with node models. That means we are inside the same folder. For that, I need to put a dot slash dot env. And now we have our .env path. That means the route inside our folder. Now we're gonna start with working with our sensible information. Now we are inside the .env file. We gonna create it when import and create a database. Our information inside this file. My information gonna be database in capital letter equal to my Node.js Node.js log without quotes, okay? Because we don't need to put quotes that inside that the file of that. Now we're gonna create um, our file. The file gonna create is gonna be of database, okay? I'm gonna create database. Sorry, gonna be in capital letters. Database equal to my name of my server, my local host. Sorry, in this case, my database gonna be node slash mysql slash login without quotes, okay? Without nothing more, just like that. Because I put node mysql because I put it inside my variable and sorry my object like here database node mysql login, okay? I'm gonna save it. Now we have the name, okay? Now we're gonna change the name of um, my object inside the div, the constant db, and we're gonna put the direction of the command of the image, okay? It's gonna be like this: process, sorry, process dot env dot database, okay? Remember, database is the name we put inside the .env, okay? And here we have our, and now I'm gonna change database, gonna be with capital letter database, and now we're gonna I need to do with password, with user, and with localhost. I gonna do the same, okay? I gonna put database underscore local without capital letter localhost without capital letter, okay? Localhost. I need to put a host and now localhost equal localhost. It's because database host is gonna be the name we're gonna put inside our string for now. Okay, I'm gonna create another one for user. Next one gonna be the user. Okay, I'm gonna copy database and go down database underscore user equal to user no user, and now I'm gonna copy again, gonna be the password equal to nothing, because inside my password I don't put nothing inside. You can see it inside the app.js. I don't put nothing inside um, my password, okay? It's empty, it's still. I'm gonna save it. I put database, but if we wanna, we can change it. In my case, we can change user. I'm gonna put just, I'm gonna let it say it, okay? I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna go to the RGS, I'm gonna inside my password, and I'm gonna put process, sorry, process, process dot dot mv dot my data passwords. I don't put dots, okay, without dots. And I'm gonna do the same with user. I'm gonna go to the user. I'm gonna copy the name of our user. Come back. The same. I'm gonna put process process dot mv dot data user help, and they go back again, and they're gonna copy the host. We have a host. I put localhost, and we're gonna change it from process mv dot name of my host. In case, in my case, is database user. You can put just host, but I wanted to use see it. I identify it. Okay. Remember, I put database host because I wanted to to show you how it's work or how it's not that how it's I mean program it. It's how it's structured. Okay, by the name, that everything you can see. Okay, the host, user, password. But if you wanna just put password and don't put nothing more. Okay, and the user with the same. Okay, but in my case I'm gonna put it and I'm gonna go and save it. Sorry, I have an error because I put user and not put the routes. I need to put the route, okay? And I come back and save it. And here we go. We have MySQL already. My server now is ready, okay? And now we're gonna create my view engine. What engine of HTML we gonna use? Remember, we installed in our dependencies with .env Express. We installed HBS. It's gonna be my view engine, okay? Basically the handlebar, and they're gonna go to the .js and under I'm gonna create it here. I'm gonna I'm gonna inside before the context. I'm gonna put up get, and they're gonna put view view engine, the name of my dependency. Remember, mine it's HBS, okay? I'm gonna put that HBS. It's basically we are set up, sorry, our handlebar, our the template we're gonna use it. We're gonna use for view our content in our scheme. The part of we're gonna see front end, and now our job is creating a folder inside our project with the name views. Okay, you remember views is the name by default HBS is used. Okay, we're gonna create it, and the inside we're gonna create it a file with the name of index that it's HBS, and here we go. And of course here gonna be my home page. I created my home page inside with the markup of HTML, okay, like normal HTML. Yeah, but I wanted to create everything from scratch. We can put, sorry, this it's not this, it's HTML, um, no, the HTML5, and we're gonna create everything for us. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna save a lot of time. Okay, and now we're gonna start with our home page. But before that, we need to set up our public directory. Okay, we're gonna go back, and before that, I'm gonna create another. We're gonna import another thing. It's gonna be the path. Okay, the path. It's like something here in path, but in my case, I'm gonna create it inside. Um, Basically, the direction of the road where my files like index.htbs gonna be. In this case, we're gonna use in my case, gonna use JavaScript, and I need to import the path because I need to connect the app-get view engine with my server. In this case, Node.js route. Okay, I need to communicate them because I need to see the part of front end. Sorry, it's basically connecting front end with back end. For that, I need to import path equal to require. I'm gonna put, yeah, path, and now I go there and I gonna create my public const public public directory. Direct, yeah, I'm gonna put direct. I'm gonna put directory is because of how I learn it, okay, and how you can learn it, and you can understand all the files and the process of creating and communicating between the server or the backend with the front end. Equal paths and join. Okay, join is basically how we gonna look and the path I just imported because I don't need to install because it's come with the package with the package of Node.js. Okay, for now, just configuration of the setting the rows and inside my path join or join, and inside join I need to have two parameters. Okay, first one gonna be underscore twice, two times underscore, and we can see their name. Their name is basically telling us in what directory we are. In my case, I am inside Node. Okay, Node MySQL. We can use a console log if you wanna, but for now, yeah, I mean we can use a console log. I wanted to show you how it's work. Okay, log underscore twice their name, and we're gonna save it. I have a problem. Before that, I'm gonna put my second parameter or my second variable. It's gonna be a folder. Okay, I'm gonna put what's that because I am inside node plus MySQL SQL folder, and I'm now inside, and then I created the name of the folder. It's gonna be public folder, and now I'm gonna go to here and create the folder name public. My problem it was because I put double quote. Okay, just one quote. I save it, and now, and of course I need to change get from set. It's because I am setting the root, not getting the root. I am setting. I'm giving information of my template. Here we go. We have, and now we are gonna go back, and I gonna do the console log with an underscore their name, and they're gonna save it. And here we go. It give me the name of my folder. Okay, remember node slash MySQL. Sorry, it's not slash. It's um, dash MySQL. And I gonna now I created a file inside my public folder. The file gonna be the style. Okay, the name by default is style dot sorry, style dot css, and I'm gonna create it. Okay, and I'm gonna create it the normal one. Okay, the normal we learn with HTML and CSS. We can do the same, and they're gonna go back to the app, and now I'm gonna delete the console log and make sure our server have connection with our files. Okay, in this case the files are gonna be the our style, our JavaScript, wherever. Okay, for that I need to put in here app that use Express. Okay, Express is because it's our framework of Node. For that reason I'm gonna put uh, quote the parentheses, sorry, and Express static, and how we get our files and static files, and inside our express static we need to get the and the name of our const. In this case my const is gonna be the public directory, is the name I put. Okay, and gonna be our access because we connected with public. Okay, remember our public directory is connected with public, and express I gonna be use our const, the name, public directory to get the access to CSS3 and sorry, the style and JavaScript. Okay, I go back to the app.js and I give the name of Express, the name of the variable of or the road, whatever you want to call it, of my name of my const. Okay, in my case it's public directory, but remember it's the name is put it by default for most programmer. Okay, if you working with large projects or large company, make sure you put the name how the industry is using, or how the name is by default. Okay, because it make it easy for you and for your people who work with you. We close it and we save it, and our server is ready again. Now I wanted to connect my index with my style, because we normally put with I gotta put link, sorry, I go back, link and CSS, and here we go. Okay, the style, sorry, I need to put the slash because it's in another folder. You remember when you created your project, small project, you created index and CSS with same folder, but in my case I am using index inside a folder of views, and the file of my style inside in another folder. In this case the name is public. For that reason I'm gonna use the slash. Okay, remember, don't forget the slash because if not you don't gonna get this type. And I created just home. I'm gonna put inside the div home homepage. I'm gonna save it. And now I'm gonna back again to app and connect the index with our home um, settings. Yeah, I mean we're gonna basically .js where everything of our file it's yeah it's made. and I need to go to app gets, and here um, I gonna change it. Okay, remember I just put the example, but now I need to render because I have another file with HTML. Okay, and I gonna delete res and render, and I gonna need to put the name of my file without anything more. Okay, I don't not yeah, I don't need to put HTML or HBS BS, no, just index, but of course between quotes. Okay, double quotes. And I'm gonna go to my index. Remember, this is home page of handlebars. Okay, and I'm gonna put it handlebars, and I need to save it, and I'm gonna go my to city name. Remember, I put home page handlebar equal to handlebar, and I go to my browser, and here we go. Okay, I gotta change the name to make sure it's working. I'm gonna put equal to my name. Okay, Yasin. I save it, and I'm gonna here we go. It's working. Okay, my uh, file of index is working. So it's rendering inside my app. Everything now is working. Now we're gonna go this style. We have two ways to create it. To creating my my style. One of them is basic style and use CSS, like for example body or whatever, and creating for example background color, something like this. Red, I'm gonna put the red. Doing the same with the link, the a, the the table of our elements, for example the name, um, the menu, um, or we can use the framework of CSS. I mean, I'm talking about, of course, about Bootstrap. In my case, I wanna to use Bootstrap because we're gonna save a lot of time, and we're gonna have the same quality or even better. I need to go to my browser, and I'm gonna search for Bootstrap. This is the official page. Okay, don't be. I mean, it's safe. And now we're gonna get started with this free. First of all, we're gonna go to get started, and we're gonna copy the CSS link. Okay, we put keep copy, and we go back our browser, our editor. Sorry. And inside my editor, we're gonna go to the index, and we're gonna put it before CSS. The second thing, I need to copy the links, but for now I'm gonna copy the first one. If I need more, I'm gonna copy the rest. I go back to my editor, and I'm gonna put it the last thing. Okay, remember JavaScript link, we need to put it the last element. Okay, remember, because our home page is gonna be the loading depends of our container. That means if we put the link inside the head, it's gonna take a long to load, and user gonna be of course a little bit mad. And we wanted to perform very good. We wanna our customers having good experience. Yeah, I mean, for that reason, we work a lot with user experience and user interface. Okay, in my case, again, I put it. Remember, always doesn't matter. Even in jQuery, because a lot of people confuse JavaScript link and jQuery. I mean, jQuery is part of JavaScript. If it's part, we need to do the same way. And I'm gonna go back to my browser, Now I'm gonna go to the top after my div, and I'm gonna delete it because I need my nav. I, I'm gonna create the menu. For now, I wanted to put the title of my menu, but yeah, I don't gonna put nothing. Just a lot of people when it's working and make projects, even in YouTube in tutorials, they use the title, okay, inside like example H3 or sometimes even H4, and and they create a title. For example, in my case, MySQL. For now, I want to put simple, and I'm gonna put my order list. Okay, remember my order list is I need UL, Lee, and maybe I'm sorry, I need to put three. Yeah, I put four because it's most common. So I need to multiply this four times and anchor, and I'm gonna put. We have our four. This typical home, services, contact, and about us. Typical. In my case, gonna put typical home, home, uh, login, register, register, and last one gonna about us. After that, we gonna create a div, okay, with 25 pixels. But remember, I am using a bootstrap, and I'm gonna put it like bootstrap. Basically, it's a div with style, okay. We don't need to style it with style.css. We're gonna use it directly with bootstrap. For that, I go down, and because we are in home page, okay, remember we are in a home page. After that, we're gonna register the login and register, and maybe about us, we're gonna leave it empty. But for now, we're gonna start with the div. We need div that container that empty4. There we go. Now we're gonna go back again to bootstrap, and I'm gonna see to my bootstrap. I'm gonna search for Jumbotron, because I wanna have a style inside my div. You can see it here, okay? Learn more. Hello world with Jumbotron style. For that, I need to copy the div, and I'm gonna. Okay, we can copy from here. Okay, remember, we have another style, but I wanna with the button, okay? I go back to the editor, and first I'm gonna put inside the div, okay? Remember, we have div, we gonna put it here, and they're gonna see it. I have some problems with the terminal. I need to restart it. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit inside of the div. I wanna to have more, and now I'm gonna put a little bit more. Make it easy for me. Nope. For now, the only thing I wanted to change here, I'm gonna put the name of table. Okay, my S SQL dash Node.js logging. Okay, I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna show you the first impression of our project. Remember, we have logging without style. That means it's gonna be like a table, like this, but in browser. And we have div inside a div. Okay, in my div, I have this style. Okay, with a button and display. And we go to the browser, and here we go. We have our div with the button of learn more, and we have our nav. Okay, but in our project, if we go to style, I put a background color red, but I put the tag wrong. Now we can save it, and we go to our browser and we refresh. It takes long, but here we go. This is our nav. I want to left without background color because it's very ugly, and I am okay with the color of my div and format how it's made. And I go back to the visual and I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna put nothing inside style for now. I'm gonna save it. I go back and here we go. I think it's better color and better style. Now we gonna use style, but before I need to go to index and create div inside my nav. You remember that we was working about div, and in my case I need for I gonna I gonna put div and colon and ad div ad because I want to put the logo, okay, and the logo gonna be my yeah my SQL Nodejs. I'm gonna save it and gonna go to the style. In the style I'm gonna put the nav directly over there without putting the body and this and that. Nav I'm gonna put the background color gonna be red because I like it, and the color of my character is gonna be white. The other thing is gonna be the display. Sorry, the padding. I'm gonna put the padding half. That means 25% top and bottom pixels, of course, and 50 pixels right and left pixels. And I'm gonna put the display gonna be flex because I wanna to put between them space between them. For that I need to put justify content, and we're gonna put a space between, and I'm gonna put our item, but for now we're gonna save it. And of course I'm using before that I am using the display and justify content because I wanted to create space between the the nav bar. Inside the nav bar I wanted to put in the left side my logo and the nav in this case the link of my other pages like login, register, about us in the right corner. Okay, I gonna save it and save it and I gonna go to my browser, and here we go. You can see MySQL, it's in the left, the logo, and here I have my my links. But now I wanted to put it the home and login and register about us the same way it's like MySQL without ordering. Okay, to the left or right. You need to go to here, and now we're gonna work with the URL. I need to put nav ul. First thing I need is it's display. Okay, I need to display, of course, Rex, and I need to put space between. I want to put the same space around each cell, each table. Okay, for that I need to put just the content and between space around. Okay, we have space between, but we're gonna use space around because we want to have each one have the same space around them. And of course I want to line vertically. For that I need to put align items and I'm gonna put center. I'm gonna save it and go back again with nav, but in this case the links inside nav we don't want to give it style. Okay, we need to do style list style, no, not this one, list style. I'm gonna put it okay, list style none, decoration none. I think the decoration text I'm gonna put inside the anchor. I'm gonna put nav lead anchor decoration none. I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna put the color. For that I'm gonna put the color gonna be white like the other one. I mean I put here because inside my nav is not targeting the anchor. It's targeting all the nav but not this children. I wanted to target uh, the target of my anchor and they're gonna put the hover. Okay, hover. I'm gonna put the hover and gonna be color. um, I'm gonna put the blue. I'm gonna put the red but different. um, the red gonna be a little bit more aggressive and we're gonna save it. We know we're gonna go to the browser, we refresh and here we go. We have even the hover. Now I need to give it the padding. Padding gonna be padding uh, 10. I mean 10 is a lot, but yeah, gonna have 10 pixels top and bottom. And gonna have it 7 pixels to left and right. And yes, and I need to put the font where gonna be bold, of course. Save it and go to browser. And of course this need to be inside. Need to save and here we go. We have our menu. Okay, and I don't gonna put so much time in the nav because I need, and of course our project is about MySQL and Nodejs. Okay, remember now we don't have time to decide. The most important thing we need to make sure everything is working inside the MySQL. Now we gonna start with next project inside inside this project. We're gonna be the login and register. Okay, the first thing I need to do is going to the views and get new file logging.hbs, and they're gonna come back again to my home page saying, and first of all, by the way, I need to put here slash because we are inside our views HBS. We need to put this command, okay? HBS slash logging. I don't I create it now, and I'm gonna put slash register. I'm gonna create it. But for now, we're gonna put this and go to the logging and about us, and they're gonna copy it, and they're gonna go to logging. We're gonna paste, and we're gonna delete our bootstrap jumbotron. This is the only thing we're gonna change for now, and we're gonna start with, I'm gonna do the same with the register. I'm gonna take new file inside new file and register HBS register, and I get another one with new file with about us HBS about us, and I gonna do the same quick copy. We're gonna delete the jumbotron. We're gonna paste, delete the jumbotron. We save it, and login the same. Now, I can start working with register for now for a bit because I need to put some things inside. In fact, I wanted to create a card, like a style card, but with a forum. For that reason, I go back to my browser. I think it's very big. The menu, I'm gonna change it a little bit. Style, and I put it 20. 20. And it's still big, but yeah. We need to go here and post that. Go post that. And we're gonna share 4 cards. It's here, okay? Components, cards, and I'm gonna use it. It's something like this, but I'm gonna delete a lot of part of this body. I go inside the div. I'm gonna put it, and I need to delete the style. The style. I need to delete the image. I need to delete everything here. Okay, I need to delete this. I have. And I need to get another card. Div with card with the class card. This is the typical and the by default, okay? We can put here title, whatever. I mean, it's a forum. For that reason, I need to put here, okay? And inside the div between the codes, and I need to put for registration. I'm gonna put the forum. I'm gonna save it. And for card body, we gonna use again bootstrap. We go to the card forms. We wanna some layout like this, and we gonna copy it. Okay, copy. I go back to the editor, and I'm gonna paste. And here we go. We have here everything. I'm gonna order do this. And perform register. Okay, register. And here we go. We have our sorry, I need to put here. And now we need to save the form. I'm gonna make some changes. I'm gonna delete the small and I'm gonna area have you need it for nothing. I'm gonna change the this. I'm gonna put name because we need a name say the form name the name the type name name and inside the type we need to put text because there's a sample text. Now we need to add the input. In this case gonna be the name equal to the name. This is gonna be input. And now we need to change this div. Okay, this is gonna be for our email. And email, yeah. And for front end we're gonna put email just a name without address. The type gonna be is text and the ID email and the name gonna be gonna be email. I wanted to name this input email. I need to change the type because I'm gonna put the email and not text. The last one is gonna be my password. I'm gonna delete this div because I don't like the div of email and I'm gonna create another div and I'm gonna change password I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste here 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 and here and I'm gonna yes. Now we gonna render our object. Okay, remember I am inside the register and I'm gonna go to the app, copy the git and I'm gonna create the same, but I'm gonna change the direction, the rows. I'm gonna put here the name register and I'm gonna put here register and let's see it. Now we're gonna go to browser and we're gonna go home, localhost, and we change the name register. And here we go. We have everything ready. We have our index and bootstrap ready. Now we're gonna start it with our routes, okay? I have here my routes. I just put here two routes, but I wanted to create a folder with all the routes. For that I need to create a new folder with the name of routes. And by default we're gonna create by default yeah, by default we need to create inside the routes a file with the name of pages, yes, and inside I'm gonna delete this. I don't need them for now. Save it. I'm gonna save everything. I gotta delete the register for now. In my first document in pages we gonna create we gonna export express. For that it's const require equal to sorry not const express equal to require express. I gonna put with just a single quote for now. And I need to execute the express. For that I gonna const router equal to express dot route, and router I need to put it with capital letter. I go back to the app and I'm gonna copy my index updates and I'm gonna put it down here. The difference with app.js is gonna be the name, okay? Remember we are in page.js and we are executing the router, and our router basically gonna be my URL. You can do the same with register. uh, Go back to app.js and I'm gonna take the register. I'm gonna put down, I'm gonna change the routes, and I have it in my URL. This is the URL of register because I put here inside, and this is for my index. And now I need to export my document. Okay, remember it's with model export equal to router, and the export is with S exports. Now I define the routes. I need to go back to the app.js and delete the route because I have it inside my routes page.js. Okay, remember this is our official routes. For now we don't need routes inside the app.js. What we really need is the requirement and the definition of routes. Okay, for that we need to create app use and I need to define the route, the home page gonna be slash, and I know I need to require the route. The requirement of routes is basically this route, routes, and of course I need to define inside the folder and slash. What do you mean? It's inside my public and the folder it's routes. The same I have here. Okay, and now I need to get inside my pages, of course, pages.js. This is my directory. Inside my directory, inside my folder for routes, I have my file of page.js where I'll find the root of register and index for now. And the .js, remember, when we have definition of requirement of routes, we don't need to put JS. Yeah, the .js. We put the name of file without the definition of that file. Yeah, it's like a React. We didn't need to put the file. Sorry, the file yes, but not the definition. That's JS, that's CSS, whatever. We're gonna go back to sorry, we are in an app. Now we're gonna go to the register.hbs. What I need now is giving um, giving action to my button. Basically, we have a button here without anything. What that means? We have here the inputs of several items. The first one is name, email, and password. But I need to give them the URL, the direction or the route to the server or database. What that means? When someone is registered, he needs to submit the information of their name, email, and password to the database. For that reason, I need to say the label of form and give her action. And that action that means I'm gonna send the information of all these three levels, password, email, and name, to my folder, and I'm gonna give her the direction the folder. Gonna be slash out slash. It's the name and the name of the file. Yeah, the name of the file gonna be the same register. What that means? Basically, I'm gonna create a folder of auth and the register file gonna get all the information it's creating inside this form. Okay. Now with this action, I am giving the action basically to the button to submit the information we had inside these inputs. And very important, the how it's work inside this file is basically sending information. We send information basically with using the URL, and URL is using a method. Okay, we gonna create a method inside the level form. We create a method, and very important, we have different types of HTTP. Okay, we're gonna use HTTP, and we're gonna have to get or post. I gonna use post. Okay, this is how we send the information. If we put the get, we gonna the server gonna send us the information. Okay, we don't need to send us the information. We need to send the information to the database. Now, now we're gonna go to the app.js and we're gonna define the route. Okay, in this case, we're gonna put app.use. I'm gonna copy. It's more easy and very fast. App use slash auth. I'm gonna change this with auth, and I'm gonna change the auth, and we're gonna change it. The file gonna be register. Here we go. I have my rows. Now I need information from page.js. I'm gonna copy everything here, and I'm gonna, yeah, copy, like when I go and creating a folder of out. I mean, I can, yeah, I can use the root, the folder of root, yeah, it's the default, by default, or how common it's using inside the world of developers of backend. They use the routes. I'm gonna use the same. I'm gonna put register.js. I'm gonna create another file. I'm gonna cook it, and I'm gonna delete this one, and I'm gonna change this one. I'm gonna put posts. This is me gonna get the information from the front end. I'm gonna delete the first index, and I'm gonna delete this. I need to put the register inside, and I need a controller. Controller is needed in this case because we're gonna deal with a lot of data. Okay, auth dot control control controller, and the data gonna come from register. But now we need to export and import our controller. Okay, the controller basically gonna be a folder with a file of auth of all authentication. But first of all, I'm gonna import the the controller control auth controller. Sorry, I need to import this equal require controller. Okay, and now we're gonna create the folder controller. Inside, we're gonna create a file with auth.js. I'm gonna change the name because I wanna controllers with S at the end. Inside this file, you can export the register. Okay, I wanna to see my register form in my terminal, and I want to see it in my browser. For that, I need to export the register, and I gonna put sorry, it's equal, and I'm gonna put the res the arrow function, and we're gonna, yeah, for seeing our terminal, the register form, the data we get here, I need to put console log. Okay, console log res body, all information, get the body. I wanted the response. Sorry, not the response, it's a request. The whole information is requested, and yeah, cons JSON. I'm gonna put the response, okay? Response, and the information we're gonna send is from register confirm confirm. Now I'm gonna go to my forum, my register, sorry. I have error. The syntax is because I don't put the double quote, the quotes. Be careful, okay? Because you can see a lot of times with this simple problem. I'm gonna save it now. And by the way, I changed the folder of rows. It was called register.js. I changed it to auth.js, okay? Because I need to have two files, one inside the controllers and another is the root. Now I gonna need to go here and import my inside the auth of rows. I need to import dot dot what controllers slash auth. This is gonna be my well. I gonna go back to register and I wanted to put confirmation or check password because sometimes the user is not he puts a wrong password. For that we need to put password check. I gonna put in front end check and I gonna put a name basically for Node.js we gonna put check and I put it with capital letters. There is more distinguishing and they save it and yes I think everything is okay. I go to my local host and here we go. We have password and password check because we want to make sure our our user is using the right password. We're gonna go back and yeah I need to put the same here check. Now we need to go to the out and inside the export register we need to create a variable for our check of date. Okay, for that I need to create a const name is request body and name because here we put name and I go back and I'm gonna put name. Now we're gonna do the same with email, okay? With const name is request body email. Why? It's because we put it body email because we put here the name of our name it's email, okay? Now we need to do the same with password and password check. We're gonna create it the same because we have four variables. I'm gonna put password and I'm gonna copy it and check password. And now we need to change this one, okay? The const email with password and I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna copy and the same with password check, password check. And now our server is working because we confirmed. Okay, each one have the 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 name and the type. Okay, remember the ID. Sorry, the ID is password check, password, email, name. Sorry, the same with the name. And here we go. And, and it's how it's our work, our variables, how we connected the out.js inside the folder of controllers with our register HBS. But in JavaScript exists one form called the structure. What that means? We're gonna create a variable with between brackets and we're gonna put each event, email, password, and password check. And now we're gonna put here equal to request body and we're gonna close it. This is called destructive variable. Basically we don't need this one because we put everyone inside our destructive variable. We have each one in same variable, and you can see the notebook on each class because we have two variables with the same path. We're gonna delete these big variables, multi variables. We're gonna need just one with all destructive data, and you can see the server it's on because we have all data in same. I mean, it's not the same variable, but in same position of variable. And of course, we're gonna save a lot of time and a lot of space with all that code, all the space requirement by the code. Now we are inside our variables ready, and now we are ready to connect it with database using query. But before that, we need to import everything of everything connection, any connection we have with our database. In this case, we are using MySQL or MySQL, whatever you wanted to call it. And for that, we need to go to the app.js. I need to go and import the requirement, and they're gonna import it. And now I need to go back to app.js and importing the connection database, where we can have access and we're gonna get access to our variables to check out the data if it's true or not when our user register and write the data inside our database. It's basically confirmation. And yes, very important thing, we need to put it before export. Okay, and inside the exports register, after the const of variables, we gonna write the db query. With React.js, we can use the import of components. Basically, we created a file with data MySQL create connection, and we can import it inside the out and inside the app.js. But for now, it's okay for me because it's possible working. I mean, it's more code, more line, yeah, more line codes, more time investment. But I wanted to show you how it's work, okay, and how I learned. But it's possible using the import of the file, like something like this one const. We can import the name of the file require and sorry from, and we put the name of our our file, like it's something like this. You can see const out control is equal to the name of the file. Okay, I will go back and we're gonna start with the DB query. Now inside of the DB query, we need to put select in capital letter um, email from users, and of course we don't know what user and what email. It's, I mean, the database, yes, they have information of what email and what user, but we don't have. For that, we gonna put email where email equal to question mark, and we need to put it between quotes. Okay, remember, we're gonna go back here and we're gonna put quotes. Our query ready. I mean, I'm gonna put more bigger the code because it's small. I don't know if you can see it correctly. And basically, what we do here is, here we go. And we have here we are writing a code in SQL, sorry, MySQL, and we are telling the SQL to get email of the user inside the table we created before in our SQL. It's loading. Here we go. This is the structure. What we're gonna do is basically SQL gonna get the name of our email. Sorry, the email of our account. We go back to our query MySQL, and basically the question mark, it's the value of our research, because we don't want to let one human being with one email register multiple times. We want to just for each email one account. Okay, remember the value we are searching now, it's question mark. The value of our question mark, we're gonna put it inside an array, and of course we are selecting email. Our value is gonna be email. Now, I'm gonna run a function, and my function gonna take error and result, because we are verifying um, our user, and we're gonna create a route function. Now we wanted to give it a response to any action is taken. For that, we're gonna use if error. First one gonna be of error. We're gonna put a console log with a response. Console log, and we're gonna put just error, and we finish it. The second one is if not, if we don't have an error, we're gonna put if results it's more than um, 0. That means if we receive information, because if we receive information, yet it's not 0, it's 1 or 2 3 4. That means we have access to information. That means it's correct. And the result will be with links. That means correct. We give him information of a return, render, and we have a page of register. That means it's okay, the information, and we're gonna skip anything below, anything from a confirmation and the register, because we don't need it for now, because that means we have the results in our database, and we don't need to let the user register again. And if we wanted to confirm that, we need to create an email with email, no, sorry, a message. We're gonna create it, and we're gonna put message, and we're gonna create a message. The message gonna be something like that. This email is already in use, or this email exists. Email exists in our database, whatever you wanna. I mean, I don't care. This is correct because we wanted to show him a message of confirmation of the access to the account. Now we're gonna put um, else if in the case we wanted to confirm the password it's not the same of pass. I mean, you need to put with capital letter password check. Password check. If the password check is not the same of password, that means our register it's he put something wrong inside one of the form, and now we need to give him um, a return, something like that, and we're gonna give him in this case um, the the password is not the same. And here we go. We put the statement inside our Auth.js, but we wanted to put the register HBS another statement if it's true or not. Okay, we are inside the div. Yes, we are inside the div. The last before the last div, we need to put a statement. Okay, we're gonna put double brackets and we're gonna put if, and we put message, and here we go. Now we need to close the statement. For that, we're gonna put double brackets. We close it and we put if, and we're gonna put the message. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna put h3. I wanna be a little bigger. And now we need to create a class. Remember, we are using Bootstrap. We have here the jQuery Bootstrap, and we're gonna start it with the class. In this case, gonna be alert. We're gonna put we wanna put the alert very big. For that, we're gonna use alert danger, and we're gonna give it 4 pixels of the padding. It's empty 4, 23, 3.5. I'm gonna give it. This is my actual alert, and of course, inside the alert, I need to put the actual method. I'm gonna put the message of register, and our statement gonna connect it with the out and gonna read the message. Gonna render any message if the length, if the password is not the same, if the email, okay, we have error, we have results. In the case of result, it's if the email exists in our base, if the password is not the same, okay, and we put it inside the page register because we are rendering register. For that reason, I put the statement inside of our page of register. Remember, we are working with the passwords, but the passwords never should be like array, something very normal. So, something like text. Imagine if your password is like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Everyone can read it. Any hacker can use the middleware and can read the password and can use it and log in with your email in your account. Imagine it happened in your bank account. It's very crazy. For that, we use Bcrypt. We're gonna go to another terminal. We're gonna make sure it's working, and we're gonna put inside our terminal the npm big install bcrypt.js, and we're gonna install it. You can read any dependencies we have installed in our project in package JSON, and we can see here we are in project node MySQL. The main project is index.js, and we can see here we install the HBS, MySQL, nodemon.env, and Express. Now we are installing the the bcrypt, and we're gonna see it here. This is the dependencies. We're gonna go back to our OJS and install it to install the bcrypt for encrypting our passwords and anything very important we don't wanna to use. Basically, bcrypt is gonna use the hash to make our password. If we put the password something like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, what we're gonna do is basically we're gonna use bcrypts to bcrypt JS to encrypt it using hash, and we're gonna transform the password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 to something like this, and when you arrive the bcrypts, or basically the JSON web token, gonna transform this password to original password. When get to access to our database, the password gonna be something like this again, because we need to confirm. Basically, what we're gonna do is creating the original password. I mean, and we're gonna encrypt it in the middleware, because the middleware where the people can hack our passwords. And for that, we're gonna use the hash. For now, the hash is the most secure method to use to encrypt our passwords. And and here we go. We installed the the bcrypt, and here we go. We have here the bcrypt.js in our dependencies. We're gonna go back, and we're gonna go back to Node. And remember, we talk about token, because the token is basically something gibberish, and it's gonna call encode and decode our password between our front end to our back end. We need to go back and install the npm install JSON web token, and now we install our token. Now we're gonna install our cookies. For that, we're gonna use npm again install cookie parser, cookie with just q without c, and we're gonna install. And here we go. We have everything installed to start with working with our JSON web token and the package, sorry, the cookies. And we are inside the package .json. We have our dependencies bcrypt, cookie parser.env, express, hbs, JSON web token. And now we're gonna use these two things with the cookies and the JSON web token, because we're gonna use bcrypt to encrypt our password with the hash. Now we have installed, we're gonna go to and import it. For that, we're gonna put const Uh, the first one gonna be JSON Web Token. We put GWT, and for requirement, we need to put the package of our dependency. Remember, it's JSON Web Token. Don't forget. And yeah, it's JSON Web Token. And we're gonna do the same with the bcrypt, and we're gonna require and we're gonna do, sorry, the same. Okay, it's bcrypt.js because we are importing from the JSON package, and the JSON package the original name is bcrypt.js and JSON Web Token. Don't put gwt or bcrypt, and already you think gonna work, because it's not the same, because the root is different. We can see it. We can see the bcrypt.js and JSON Web Token. Okay, this is the direction, the route we're gonna use. Now we're gonna go inside um, our um, our DB query. We're gonna need a way for creating the password. The password gonna need more time than normal code to process the information to hash the password. For that, we're gonna need a wait, and we're gonna put a sync right here, and we're gonna go here and create a variable with let's hash it, or hash it or hash password, whatever you want to call. Password equal await. We're gonna the process gonna be await, and we're gonna put decrypt, and we don't gonna need the quote. And we go back to our variable hash password. It's await decrypt. We're gonna call it decrypt because we called it in our variable of requirement. I mean, we imported the package from dependencies of the package JSON, but we call it bcrypt. Okay, for that reason I'm gonna put it, because I am inside the same page with the same name we give it. And now we're gonna put dot hash. The process is gonna be hash, of course, and we wanted to hash the password. Okay, remember, we wanted to hash the password. And how many times we wanted to give the process of hash. I mean, the medium, the most used is 8, like the character inside the password to get registered. Okay, I mean it's something very common in any in communities of developers. I'm gonna use the same, okay, because I don't want to confuse you. And yeah, basically 8 times of hash, 8 rounds. You can call it 8 times, 8 rounds, whatever you wanted to make sure to get the information. Sorry, to get the hash. I'm gonna call it 8 times. And now I have the password. I'm gonna give it a console log to try how it's working. I'm gonna put password, but we need to inside um, mm, mm, inside our Auth.js controller, we need to delete this if we don't want to have problems with and it's I have problem. I have error because I put it wrong. It's a sync, and here we go. We have it now, and we gonna yeah, we have ready, and we're gonna go to our form, and we're gonna try to register from scratch. We're gonna put the name, the email, the password gonna be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here we're gonna put different 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, and we're gonna submit, and we had this crash. We get this problem because we put here in mcg, we need to put in me charge me sorry, because we put between register, you remember we put the message, okay, the yeah, the idiom of message. We go back, we save it, and we go and we register again, and we're gonna refresh it, and we're gonna put different password. We submit, and we still have the problem. For now, we're gonna continue work with the hash password because I don't have enough time. But we're gonna go back and resolve the problem of definition of our name, and I have a problem with destructive variables. But for now, we're gonna continue with hash password. We're gonna put div query, and we're gonna do the same with this one. Sorry, with this one. We're gonna put insert into user sets, of course, question mark, and we're gonna set up object, and now we're gonna set up the columns we created inside our PHP admin. For that, we need to put name, name, and here we go. Now what we did here is basically we created a column with name, and we give him a value of name. We're gonna do the same with email, password with value password inside password. But if we put that, we are putting basically a type text password. That means everyone can see it. But we're gonna use a hashed password. After that, we're gonna clean this little bit. We're gonna have some space, comma. Sorry, it's not like this. It's comma between braces and the parentheses, and now we're gonna call a function of callback. And of course, inside the function, we are gonna have two things: error, or results. And inside our function callback, we're gonna put if have error, we're gonna call a sample console log with the error. I don't know why always happening this type of thing, but yeah. Now we're gonna give it a else with um yeah with we're gonna give it like something render. Yeah, we're gonna give it a render else render. We're gonna copy it, and we're gonna change the message we're gonna put here something like the user is registered, register, register, register it. Now we're gonna go to the register and we're gonna copy all the container of card. Okay, and yes, until here. I think the button is needed too. We're gonna start again with the first div into 4. We're gonna have until here, and we're gonna go to login, and we're gonna log in from scratch, and we're gonna change. We don't need the div of name. We're gonna change to login form login. We're gonna change the, yeah, I don't need the name. I don't need to the password check, and the submit I'm gonna change it to, when I put log in. And also we're gonna get the last thing. It's basically the message, because we have here the bootstrap but we don't have a message. We're gonna put here. Now if we wanted to see this um, this this front end screen, we need to go to routes, routes, pages, and we need to render another full screen route. That what that means? We have here the register, but now we wanted to render the login. Okay, we put the login, the login. The name is without capital letter. We are basically connecting the login in our route. We now save, and here we go. It's everything saved. Now we're gonna go to my home, and I'm gonna put login, and here we go. We have the email and we have the password. Now we're gonna go to the Auth.js inside the router, because we need to create it a route like this one, but for login. Okay, we're gonna put here login, and here we're gonna put login. It's basically this function. We gonna use it to grab any information of login in our route. Okay, anything is inside this, anything is rendered in our out control login, basically gonna be rendered in our screen, and we're gonna get the access to the user to get his information when he verified the account with login process in our login, of course, um, front end page. After this, we're gonna go to the outs of inside controller. We're gonna create the exports for our login, because this export is for our register, uh, um, the register web, basically our register project. We need to create the same but for login. Login, and we open a function. I'm gonna change the capital letter because I don't like it, because it gives me some problems. And we go to the register and we do the same. We change the password, password, and password. We go back again to our controllers and we change anything with password. And here we go. In the login process to verify information maybe take a little bit of time. For that reason, we're gonna put async in the case we need more time of processing the data. And basically, we use it. I think is make sure the server is done with the first information. Sorry, the first request, and before start the next request, we had the first response. You know what I mean about that. Basically, we have two requests. We're gonna make sure using async to make sure the first request have a response, and after having response start giving the process of request our second request. Okay, it's basically request by response, request response, request response, because if we do five requests, we're gonna create what name it callback hell. We're gonna have a lot of requests but no response. We're gonna create even crash our code. For that reason, we need using async and await, and a lot of time it's very important to using it with login. Even with well, now with login, we're gonna use a lot of Node.js. For that, we're gonna start working with something called try. Try is basically something of Node.js to notify us if something is working or not. In the case we put information inside try and it's working, it's good. But if we have anything not working, we're gonna use catch error, and we're gonna catch it. Sorry, we're gonna catch the error inside. We're gonna open a console log and we're gonna send error. It's basically an internal notify. Inside the try, we're gonna create a const of the structure. Yeah, we're gonna need just email and password inside the request body. Now we're gonna work if our user don't put email or password when he wanted to start the account. For that we need to put if user. We're gonna use mark. This mark. Basically, this mark is saying the opposite thing in the const. That means when have email, it's email, but when we put this mark, that means the email is not filled. Basically, it's empty. We're gonna put the same with that. We're gonna put the same with password, um, and I gonna put the return. The return we put it when we wanted to stop code here. Basically, we don't gonna let the code still working and still getting down. That means we're gonna stop it here until we resolve our problems. That means we don't gonna let the user still using our page until he gets the credentials. Basically, he get the email and the password. We're gonna put return res res status forbidden. We're gonna use 400 because that means forbidden. Okay, and here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry, I need to put dots for that reason. I'm gonna render the login. Okay, and now we want to put here like this, and we're gonna give him a message like before. Okay, you need email and password, and here we go. We have it. And here we go. Now we're gonna go down and we're gonna start working with DB query. And we're gonna get to the space and we're gonna go here. We're gonna put DB, database, query, and we're gonna select selector and we're gonna put star. Star basically it's a selection of all our columns we had um, inside our data structure. Data structure. In this case, we are using MySQL, and we have four. We have ID, name, email, and password. We're gonna select all of them, okay? And I'm gonna give him direction from users, and we're gonna put where. We're gonna put email equal to question mark like before. And now we're gonna give it a value to the question mark because we want to give them the value. We're gonna put inside to array and we're gonna put email and we're gonna put here same before like before. I think error results the same we put here. I think error results and we need to put comma. I think I'm gonna copy it from here and we're gonna end before. Here we go. Now we're gonna compare if the results of our searching of email inside our database if it's correct or not. We're gonna put if results 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 to await be encrypted because our password is gonna be encrypted. We're gonna compare inside and we're gonna compare password with of course the results we get it the result we get inside this, okay, sorry, the results. In this case we're gonna put 0 because if it's 0 that means the between the answer and the password because remember we are using the bigcards and the result should be of course for just one email. Each email have one account, one password. I'm gonna put between parentheses even wait because I need to improve having just one a password for email. Now I gonna send a rest state basically 400 of something is forbidden if nothing here is matching with our data in database. If the user forget to put password correctly wherever it's there's a problem, we're gonna give him a forbidden. That means 400 results. That means something it's wrong, something it's not correct. And now we're gonna render the problem render to the login because we are of course working with, I don't want to and now we're gonna send a message, gonna be, yeah, and we're gonna give him an error. We have two things to say here: the password and the email. Remember, never give him the chance of the answer. That means don't tell the user if the email or password is incorrect. Tell them both, because if some hackers wanted to have access to our data, he can know what is correct, what is not. Because remember, it's not about user; it's about everything. It's involved this industry. Okay, the secret is very important. The data and the correct use is something vague. It's not true. We need to put any difficulty to the hackers to have access the information. For that, we're gonna put the email or password. It's incorrect, and now we have everything. I need to put another parenthesis because it's three, and here we go. We have everything ready. We have the first parenthesis, the second one, and the third one. Okay, here we go. Now, yeah, we have everything of our password and email render and verification. And now we gonna put it a console log because we wanted to see in our terminal the results. Now we're gonna try to register and have put the name. I'm gonna put a password 1234 1234123412334. I'm gonna try to have a register in my page, but I have this problem because we don't the structure correctly because we put it our rect body undefined. For that reason, or if we want to resolve this problem, we need to go to the app.js before upset view engine HBS. I mean, after the app.us express static public directory, we need to put this app.us express oral encoded extended false. They're gonna have give us two information and have access to my information and the routes because we have a problem with the routes. We're gonna try it again. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and we're gonna copy the email and we're gonna submit. And here we go. It's work. Resistant confirming. We're gonna go here and we're gonna, yes, we have the the password, the check password, the email, and the name. Now we're gonna, no, it's not this, it's this one. Um, Now we wanna try to log in. We're gonna put the email concorder 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and we're gonna log in. And we go to Visual Code and we, yes, here we go, login. It's working. Now we're gonna go to the Auth.js and we um, gonna challenge these things of our register. I mean, if this message work, okay, we're gonna go to the register and we're gonna try to put the same password, different passwords. That means we go here, we go to the register, and we get the name, yes, and we're gonna put 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and here we're gonna put 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5, and we're gonna see if we give us error. It's not working. And and yeah, if everything is working, the status of and my email, everything is okay. Now we're gonna work with, sorry, it's not this, it is one. The daily query selector from users and the status for 401. Everything is okay. We know we can start working with else, and we're gonna create const of const result. I think the result equal to ad, and I think it's not, it's wrong, it's ad first thing, and we can put a result between array 0, and now we're gonna put dot ad. I think yeah, it's like this, and here we go. Now we're gonna use a token. A token is basically a couple of number and characters. Couple, sorry, no, it's a lot of numbers and characters, and it's basically a response. Each user gonna have his own token. That means each one gonna have serial of numbers um, for user account, and for that we're gonna use it to log in, and we're gonna use it for, I mean the big part of token basically is used for logging inside the browser, basically using cookies for now. But we're gonna lift cookies more later. For now, we're gonna create a token equal to gwt, and we're gonna put dots, and we're gonna put sign, and we're gonna give it a id equal to id. The second id, it's coming from of our results. Okay, remember the first one, sorry, the second one is basically we are talking about to our id from results, and I think it's okay. I think we need to put it between braces, and we're gonna give it, I don't know what happened with my terminal, it's turned crazy, and here we go. Now we have our id ready. The cool thing about JavaScript, using this inside JavaScript, we would, I mean, if we have the same key and parameters the same way, we can delete, and JavaScript gonna read it for us. We don't need to put the parameters, the key, the whatever. We just put the same uh, word, in this case, AD for me, and it's okay. And we're gonna give it a process, okay? We're gonna put here comma, and we're gonna start with the process of our .env dot gwt should be in capital letters, gwt underscore, and we're gonna put secret. For our gwt we need to pass basically a password, but of course we wanted to have our data secretly. For that we're gonna go to the environment of env, and we're gonna install our JW with token secret inside the environment variables, and here we're gonna put our gwt secret, and we're gonna put JWT, we're gonna put capital letter JWT underscore, we're gonna put secrets, and we're gonna put the in this case we're gonna put secret password, and we go back to our out JS or inside the of controllers folder, and we're gonna work with our And yeah, working with VWT is basically giving them some information. Okay, that information it's, for example, how gonna expire. We're gonna put objects, and we're gonna give it data of, sorry, I don't know what's happening, and I wanted to open an object, yes, right now, and we're gonna I give it expire data. We're gonna put expire, and we're gonna give it in. Now we're gonna put the process dot env dot jwt secret underscore secret secret. I don't put secret. In fact, we need to put expire. Okay, expire expire in. I don't know if we need to put it capital letter. Capital. Yes, we need to put it, but we need to set the expire from in. And here we go. Now we have our process of expire, but we need to create a variable for that expire. We're gonna go to the dot .env and we're gonna give it a data, but we need to copy this process env expire. We're gonna go and we're gonna put it down here, and we're gonna give it, in this case, and I'm gonna give it 60 days, 2 months. You're gonna give it 90, 120, whatever you want. D. We're gonna put D. But yeah, I'm gonna delete process env because it's not required. I need to put just JWT expired in, and here we go. We have 60 days. Now we have our token ready. Now we're gonna start working um, with our, we're gonna get a variable of const. I'm gonna start working with copy options, because we're gonna need to give it, and we're gonna equal to, we're gonna open an object and we're gonna give it a data for expire. We're gonna put expires equal new data, and we're gonna open parentheses for it, and inside we're gonna put dates date now we is the day we started, I mean today. For you, date now should be without capital letters, now and now we're gonna process it with our token. We're gonna put process, I'm gonna copy it from here, process, and we're gonna paste it, but we're gonna change expires with, and we're gonna put here cookie, the name of our option, cookie, without the C. I don't know why always I put C, cookie with double E, cookie, I have here copy option. Now we're gonna do the same what we did here with post m. We're gonna copy, and we're gonna go to the .m, and we're gonna set up, and we're gonna give it the same day equal to 60 days, 60 d. Here we go. Now we're gonna go back to Auth, and it's not working. I need to put this d, and oh, of course we need to process end, and here we go. Now we need to change, sorry, they convert our data. We put the data now because we put a day. You remember day, it's we're gonna multiply for a day for 20 24, and we're gonna multiply the each hour is 60 minutes, and each minute it's 60 second, 60 second, and each second it's 60 milliseconds. Here we go. Now we have our convert number of 60. I mean, it's not 60 seconds, it's 1000 milliseconds. Here we go. Now, and of course, we need to make sure our data expires just in HTTP method. For that, we're gonna put HTTP all, and we're gonna give him true. Now we need to set up our cookie. For that, we need to go here down, and we're gonna set it with res.cookie, the name of our cookie, and we're gonna put JWT. I mean, the name I give it. Okay, remember, I just put JWT because I wanted to connect it with JWT token, and I use that name. You can use whatever you want. And of course, we need to put between um, quotes, and we're gonna give it the value of token and the cookie option of expire. For that, we need to copy our variable, and here we go. We give it him a variable of expiring. And yeah, if everything is okay, we need to redirect our user. For that, we're gonna put res status 200. That means everything is fine. We need to put dot redirects to our homepage. Here we go. I'm gonna use double quotes because it's a road. Now we need to go to the app.js and of course importing our cookie. For that, we're gonna put const cookie parser, and we're gonna require it with the name we have inside our JSON. It's cookie, sorry, cookie dash par parser. And we're gonna put this quote here, and here we go. And I need to change this. Okay, remember double. Oh, I don't know where I put it with C, and the quotes should be. There we go. The last thing I need to do is set up our cookie inside our app.js. For that, we're gonna go to the express JSON. We're gonna put here app.use cookie parser. We're gonna put it with the same name of our import. We're gonna put it with parser, and we're gonna set up with double parentheses, and here we go. Sorry, we need to put inside. Now we need to see if it's work. We're gonna go our documents in our browser. We're gonna check with F12 our console, and we're gonna inside our console. We're gonna a little bit big, and we're gonna go to the application. In my case, it's aplicación in Spanish. And I mean application inside Google Chrome, but if you are in Mozilla Firefox, you need to go to storage, and you can see here our cookies and our local host. That means our and DB database index, it's working. Everything now it's working. And basically we're gonna maintain our user and our page. We're gonna let them give less, losing less time in logging, log out, whatever it is. I mean, we're gonna give him the permission, and we're gonna, of course, if he wanna to use this method. And yeah, we finished our course of MySQL Node.js. Thank you so much, everyone who watched it and enjoy it. I hope your helped you. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.